Good afternoon, baseball fans. This is Brandon Morvillius. Alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. Here with the Sectional 40 Baseball Tournament Championship game here today from Bulldog Field here in LaPel, Indiana. We have the 21-4 Monroe Central Golden Bears taking on your 21-9 Wapahani Raiders. So we appreciate you all for joining us here on Memorial Day for some afternoon baseball here on the WHS Network as we get right into things with our Raiders Live pregame presented by B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law. The Raiders, the journey to this point here for Wapahani, they got a very big victory against Muncie Burris last Wednesday night, right out here from Bulldog Field. That was a 13-3 final score there in that one. And then the very next night on Thursday, a very, very tough ball game there against Shenandoah, in which Wapahani won that one by a final score of 11-5. Now Monroe Central, their journey here to the championship, they beat LaPel on Thursday night. They was the second game of the evening. They won that one by a final score of 3-0. Should be an interesting matchup. These two teams have already seen each other once. We've seen each other actually about a week and a half, nearly 2 weeks ago, for senior night out at Wapahani, in which, if you can remember correctly, that game was, I think, on a Wednesday night, ended up getting postponed in the top of the fourth inning. We finished the rest of the game the very next day on Thursday night, in which Monroe Central won that one by a final score of 5-1. So now in that game, Brevin Rivers pitched in the first, the first half of the game on Wednesday. He went the first 3 innings of the game, and then if I remember correctly, I think it was Gage Gadberry and Nolan Dudley, I think, that pitched on Thursday. Now Bryce Deckman pitched in both of those games on Wednesday and Thursday. He's on the hill here today. We have Braxton Davis on the hill here for Wapahani. Again, Braxton pitched, I think, for 1 out the other night against Shenandoah. Other than that, it's been a while since he last pitched, which on the season he's 5-1 and 31 2/3 innings pitched, a 0.88 ERA. He's only allowed 9 runs, 4 of them earned, 19 hits, also 12 walks and 26 strikeouts. Braxton's definitely going to have to be on his A game here today. This is a very aggressive Monroe Central lineup here. They are patient, but also in the same sense can be very aggressive and spray the ball to all fields. We've seen that, like I said, just a few weeks ago. So that's going to be one of the biggest things here for Braxton, is to come out here, make sure he's throwing strikes, but he's keeping the hitters off balance and mixing his speeds real well, hitting the spots. Hopefully the defense behind him will do their job as well. I think that's always a very important key to a ball game. So we took a look more in depth into things from a hitting standpoint here for Wapahani. 306 average on the year, 9 home runs, 172 RBIs. Along with that, 215 runs scored, 238 hits, 45 doubles, 5 triples, and a 306 on-base percentage. Again, that are all team stats here for Wapahani. From a pitching side, 185 1/3 innings pitched, 1.89 ERA, 80 runs, 50 of those are earned runs, on 137 hits, 53 walks, and 187 strikeouts. So again, that's all the team stats there for Wapahani. Couldn't really find anything on Monroe Central. They didn't have their stats updated. I think they had 1 game in there. That 1 game is not going to cover for the full 25 that they played. So needless to say, this is definitely, like I said before, it's going to be a very intriguing ball game. A battle of 2 teams that are that have had very good seasons here so far and have kind of know each other here a little bit as well, being in the same conference. So really looking forward to this here tonight. And again, we appreciate you all for joining us here today. We'll go ahead and take a look here tonight, this afternoon's starting lineups. We'll take a look here first here for Monroe Central. They'll line them up as such here, leading off and playing shortstop, number 12, Ashton Bandy. Batting second and pitching, number 14, Bryce Deckman. Batting third and playing center field, number 2, Seth Wilson. In the 4-hole, the catcher, number 8, Taft Manship. Batting fifth, third baseman, number 24, Joel Kennedy. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 10, Aiden Coffey. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 5, Jordan Willen. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 7, Caleb Snyder. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 11, Braden Matheny. He'll be hitting for the left fielder, number 17, Braden Case. Again, Monroe Central is coached by Keith Nunley. Now we'll take a look here at the starting lineup for your Wapahani Raiders. This is how Wapahani will line them up here today. Leading things off, playing center field, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Batting second, the second baseman, number 21, Riley Porter. Batting third and catching for the Raiders, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. Batting fourth and pitching, number 22, Braxton Davis. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 17, Brevin Rivers. In the sixth spot, the designated hitter, number 4, Luke Woolman. He'll be hitting for the right fielder, number 7, Caleb Henderson. Batting seventh and playing third base, number 16, Nolan Dudley. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 5, Evan Roush. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brozier. Again, the Raiders are coached by Brian Dudley, assisted by Jason Dudley, as well as Randy Murphy, Willie Pease, Blake Turner, and Shane Summers. Folks, we'll step aside here for a break. We got the national anthem and then tonight's first pitch here on the WHS Network. All righty, welcome back again here, folks. Again, Brandon Morvillius. Longs here with me is my good old friend here, cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy here on the WHS Network. Again, really excited about this one here today. Been looking forward to this one ever since the victory on Thursday night. Monroe Central, very impressive team. There's no question about that. We hung right in there with them through the first 3 or 4 innings of the ball game there on senior night a couple weeks ago. Some things just didn't go our way, within about an inning or two there, and gave Monroe Central some opportunity and got the W there for us. Again, a 5-1 final score. But today is a whole new day. Today's an opportunity to get better and to win a ball game, and Monroe Central, I know, is going to be very well prepared. I know Wapahani is going to be very well prepared as well. And both of them are, I'm sure, probably going to have some butterflies coming out of here. It's a very big game. You win, you move on. If you lose, you're going home. So it's that time of the year, and so the excitement is definitely built. and some of the nervousness and everything that goes along with it. But that's why you got to love baseball, especially Indiana high school baseball. And we get the broadcast right here, all that for you here on the WHS Network. Again, your Jones Auto Body defensive alignment here today for Wapahani. Got Isaiah Brozier out in left, Garrett Stanley in center, Caleb Henderson over in right field. Then around the horn here, Nolan Dudley at third, Evan Roush at short, Riley Porter at second, Brevin Rivers over at first, and then Braxton Davis on the mound, and then holding the old size behind home plate, Tyson Lipscomb. So again, that's the Jones Auto Body defensive alignment. And tonight's first pitch will be in there, called a strike 0-1 here on Ashton Bandy. So 0-1 offering from Davis. Just missed there on the outside part of the plate to even up the count here. Had 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Davis pitched to one, got 1 out the other night. And another one just missed there for a ball, now 2-1. But really since that out, even before that, really has been a while since Braxton last pitched. As that's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 2 here on the shortstop, Bandy. Davis gets his signs. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that's going to be a ball high to now run the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Davis here with the payoff pitch. And strike 3, pull the chainsaw, he gone. First down of the inning via the strikeout looking there of Ashton Bandy. It's a nice way to get the party started here by Braxton Davis. And now we'll have the pitcher, number 14, Bryce Dackman, standing in. Here's the pitch, and in there, a ball high. 1-0 here on Bryce Dackman. And a fly ball there in the left center field. That's going to split the gap as that one hops the fence. And they'll get it back in quickly. So a 1-out double there by Dackman. And now we'll have the center fielder, number 2, Seth Wilson, at the plate. Which, ironic enough, Dackman, his first plate appearance against us last time around, actually had a double, which ended up plating Bandy, but luckily Bandy didn't get on base this first time around. But Dackman gets a job done on the mound and at the plate as well, so going to be a key player here for Monroe Central without question. So Seth Wilson here at the plate, in there for a strike 0-1. And really one of the biggest things here for Braxton today, again, make sure to throw strikes. He has 12 walks here on the season compared to 26 strikeouts coming into this game, which, it's not completely horrible by any means, but you want to keep the walks down as much as possible. But you definitely want to keep it out of the zone as much as possible as well. You give them something to possibly look at, to want to take a swing at there, and I'm not sure where that missed at, but called a ball now 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike on Wilson, and a ball low and away. So 3-1 the count here on the Bears center fielder. Following him will be Manship. And that's a strike. For a second there, they thought that was a walk, but he ended up calling the strike to run the count out of full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Davis takes a look in there. He'll come to the set. And the payoff pitch. will be a little nub shot there to the third baseman. And Dudley will be there to make the catch. Round number 2 of the inning. So now the catcher, number 8, Taft Manship at home plate as he looks to take his hacks here again with a man on out there at second base in scoring position. Davis trying to leave him stranded out there. Glance back at second base and now towards home, and that's in there, 0-1. Oh, beautiful, beautiful pitch right there by Davis. Got that late break. Was able to get it on in there for a strike. Now 0-2. And the pitch will be a fly ball there in the center field. Stanley will be there and make the catch for the third out of the inning. So pretty nice inning of work here by Davis. Had a gave up a 1-out double, but nothing to show for here in the top of the first inning, as Monroe Central gets no runs here on 1 hit, also no errors, and 1 left on. We'll head to the bottom half of the first here from Bulldog Field in LaPel, Indiana. We'll be back here with more on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Alrighty, welcome back again here, folks. Again, this is Memorial Day here from Bulldog Field here in LaPel, Indiana. Again, we want to just take some time here and thank all of the men and women in the military that's for our very freedom, so then we can just even sit here and broadcast a ball game and be able to live freely in good old country of the United States of America. We greatly appreciate all those men and women that have sacrificed their lives so then we can have a much better life and live freely here. And so we appreciate them. We appreciate all the ones that continue to fight for our country. And again, Memorial Day, we just want to honor those that have laid their life down for all of us. So as we enter this bottom half of the first inning, again, 1 hit on the board there from Monroe Central in the top half. But Deckman was left stranded out there. So now you look into this bottom half of the first inning. Stanley, Porter, Lipscomb to start things off here for the Raiders. Have had very good seasons so far. Stanley a .370 hitter, Porter .282, Lipscomb .414. So we've got to get it going early and often here today on the offensive side of the baseball. We've got to have some confidence and be patient at the plate. Do the little things correctly, and if you can get a guy on base, do what you can do to possibly get him over. The old adage of get him on, get him over, get him in. You got to sometimes play maybe some small ball as well. Do everything you possibly can to come out here, score runs, and win the ball game here. But Deckman is a very impressive pitcher. Again, we faced him the only time we faced him so far this season. And he was very, very sharp, without any question about that. So it's going to be a tough go of things here for Wapahani here today, but anything is definitely possible, that's for sure. Just got to have some confidence in yourself. So we're going to start things off here again with the center fielder, number 15, Garrett Stanley, as Deckman will go on there with the first pitch, and that's going to be a fly ball in the center field there to Wilson. So first pitch swinging. And down goes Stanley there with the first out of the day for the Raiders. Now we'll have the second baseman, number 21, Riley Porter, now at the plate. Porter on the season, .282 average, 2 homers, also 15 RBIs and 6 doubles on the year. And that's going to be in there, called strike 0-1 on the outside part of the plate. And he definitely loves to work his corners here. Not afraid to. And that's a nice breaking pitch here. We just seen that just a second ago. Didn't get in there for a strike, but has a very nice arsenal. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Porter. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be skied back and out of play now, 1-2. Definitely have to make him work. He's very quick to the plate. As soon as he gets the ball, he's ready to get things going. But like I said, he's very aggressive and he'll go after the hitters. Ball outside now, 2-2. Deckman gets a signs. Here's the 2-2 offering. And a ground ball down to third base, and that's going to be in there. So Porter will be in there with a leadoff single. Again, all relying upon Redbeard here as usual. What I have in front of my face is nothing but a wooden structure. Redbeard's able to get a nice view of the field here out the window, and I can only see half the field, so everything to the left side is not in play for me, as that is a ball high and away. 1-0 to begin things here on the Raiders catcher number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. Lipscomb, a .414 hitter, 2 homers, 29 RBIs, 10 doubles, and a triple on the season. Dackman will come to the set, and here's the 1-0 pitch, a ball low and away, now 2-0. And you got to make it be there. You got Porter here at first base with 1 away here in the inning. Had a fly out there of Stanley and then a 1-out single here by Porter. And the pitch will be a called strike now, 2-1. So Lipscomb there will step back in. Deckman look on in there to Manship for a signs. And a pickoff move back to first. Porter back in there safely without any problem. Got a very beautiful day for baseball. We've had so much rain. So much overall bad weather, storms, wind, the whole bit. It's kind of nice to be able to enjoy hopefully a few hours of sunshine, as that is another one low and away, now 3-1. So really a great position to hit in right here if you're Lipscomb.
Thank you.
Here's the 3-1, and that's going to be a ball high. So a walk there to Lipscomb. And the Raiders will have him at first and second, with still only 1 away here in the bottom half of the first. Porter at second base, Lipscomb at first, and now the pitcher, number 22, Braxton Davis, at the plate. Can really help himself right here and help his team. Dackman will come to the set here after receiving the signs and the pitch. That's a ball high, 1-0. Again, Davis, a .283 hitter, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 17 RBIs. And that's called a strike on the very outside part of the plate, now 1-1. Deckman here looking to get out of the inning. The Raiders looking to plate some runs. Little nub shot to the first base side will go foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Braxton Davis. Then we have Brevin Rivers waiting on deck. Deckman will come to the set and pick off, move back to first. That's going to get by the first baseman. Now third down to second, and Lipscomb's going to be out. So some very unfortunate base running there by the Raiders. So now 2 outs in the inning. Instead of 1 out, there's 2 outs now. And the pitch here is going to be a line shot into center field, and it's going to fall in there for a single. So the Raiders will get on the board here with a 1-0 lead after the RBI single of Braxton Davis. Way to help yourself out there, young man. So that really hurts even worse now that Lipscomb got thrown out there at second base. I'm not sure if he thought it was going to be an easy stroll in second or what, or someone wasn't talking to him and giving him awareness of what was going on in the play there. But nevertheless, it is what it is. Can't do anything about it now. You have the first baseman, number 17, Brevin Rivers, now with an 0-1 count here on him. Rivers, a .360 hitter, a home run, 21 RBIs, 4 doubles on the year. As that's now ball high, even in the count up here to ball and a strike. Deckman here with the pitch, and that's going to be laced down the left field line, well foul. So 1-2 the count on Brevin. And a pickoff move back to first, and Davis is out. So 2 very costly base running mistakes here in the inning. That is one thing you cannot afford to have, especially in a game like this. But nevertheless, the Raiders do get on the board here in the bottom half of the first inning. They now own a 1-0 lead here, 1 run here on 2 hits, also no errors, and nobody left on. We'll head to the top of the second, 1-0 Wapahani.
You need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
All right, folks, welcome back. Here as we are about to enter the top of the second inning. Again, here from Bulldog Field in LaPel, Indiana. A 1-0 lead here for Wapahani. They got 1 run there on a couple of hits, also no errors in the bottom half of the first inning. Some base running blunders, really what cost us there. 2 of the 3 outs were on base running miscues. So we've definitely got to clean that up pretty quickly here. But now we'll head to the top of the second inning. And we'll lead things off here with the third baseman, number 24, Joel Kennedy.
Leading off for the Bears from the top of the second, third baseman, number 24, Joel Kennedy.
So Davis will fire the first one on in there for a strike, 0-1. Ball low away. Evens the count up here to ball and to strike. Again, Kennedy, pretty nice little hitter here. Again, playing third base here this evening, or this afternoon rather. 2-1 the count. Kennedy was 0 for 4 in the game out there at Wapahani just a few weeks ago. As that will now be ball 3. So Davis has got some work to do here on Kennedy. 3 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. And that's going to be a leadoff walk. So I'm not sure exactly where that pitch was missing at there, but missed just enough.
Second baseman number 10, Aiden Coffey.
So the second base, number 10, Aiden Coffey, at the plate with a man on, nobody out to begin the second inning. Davis glances at first, and the pitch in there for a strike 0-1. He's got to keep that same mentality there. He's able to get some of these first pitch strikes over, but then it's after that. He's not. I don't know if he's losing a little bit of concentration here or what the case might be. Nice pick there by Rivers. A low throw in the dirt, keeping the ball in front. There's the 0-1 offering to Coffey. Again, another close pitch missing there for a ball. One ball, 1 strike. And a little pop-up and foul ground, and Lipscomb will be there to make the catch. Great versatility there and some range there by Lipscomb as they are able to get Coffey to foul out to the catcher for out number 1 of the inning.
Fielder number 5, Jordan Willen.
So now batting will be the right fielder number 5, Jordan Willen. You have 1 away in the inning, 1 on. Again, Kennedy over at first. Middle infield and double play depth right here in there for a strike 0-1. Pickoff move back to first. Close play over there, actually a little bit closer, and I'm sure what they originally thought it was going to be. So following Willen will be Snyder, as that pitch is fouled off and out of play. So 0-2 the count on the 7th hitter in the order. Davis comes to the set and a pitch out just to see if anything's going there. Now 1-2 the count here on Jordan Willen. Caleb Snyder again waiting on deck here from Monroe Central. He did some damage against us a couple weeks ago. Had I believe a home run that ended up really proving costly here, and an error by the second baseman Porter. So E4 on the play. Kennedy at second. Willen at first. Those are just some of the little things you cannot afford to have, folks. But you got to clear that out of your mind now. Well, it's not going to do you any good to dwell on it. Just got to put it past you here and find a way to get it out. You got runners at first and second. Still only 1 out here in the inning. So another first pitch strike, 0-1 on Snyder. Misses there with the ball high. So 1-1 on Caleb Snyder, at least through the first 8 hitters in the lineup. 7 of which have been first pitch strikes here by Braxton Davis. So he's going to leave that one high for ball 2. Here's the 2-1. Called a strike on the outside part of the plate. Now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2-1. And a line drive over the second baseman's head. Absolutely airmailed that one. So 2 runs are going to score. So it has been one thing after another. You had a pair of base running issues in the bottom half of the first inning. And then now here in the top half, we've managed to have 2 errors. So a mound visit here by the Raiders. We'll go ahead and take a break here. We'll be back right after this. All right, so the mound visit's over with. Again, you still have a man out there at second base. Still only 1 out. Just tough break there for the Raiders so far through this, throughout this first the second inning here, through the first inning and a half rather, with some of the base running issues and now some defensive problems here as well. Nice sliding grab there by Tyson Lipscomb. So now 2 out here in the inning. The inning, unfortunately, should have already been over with. But now back to the top of the order here with shortstop number 12, Ashton Bandy. And the pitch here will be a ball just missed. So 1-0 to the shortstop. Bandy struck out looking in the first inning. So 0 for 1 to this point. Ball low and away now, 2-0. So time called here momentarily. Again, 2 balls, no strikes. Man at second with 2 away here in the inning. And the pitch from Davis will be a strike. Umpire's been kind of everywhere here today. So 2-1 the count, we'll take it. And the pitch be skied up in the shallow right field. Henderson will be there and will make the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So, Monroe Central does get a couple runs here in the inning. They get 2 runs, also here on 1 hit. And there's 2 errors here in the inning and also 1 left on. Well, now at the bottom half of the second inning, again, Monroe Central 2, Wapahani 1. We'll be back with more on the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back. Here's we are about to enter the bottom of the second inning. As you can see there on your screen, Monroe Central leading now 2-1 as we enter the bottom half of the second inning. Hasn't been all that pretty of a ball game here for us through the first inning and a half here for Wapahani, but hopefully we can get things corrected a lot sooner rather than later. So we'll lead things off here with Brevin Rivers as he swings and misses 0-1 to begin things here on Brevin. Again, he was at the plate there in the first inning when Davis got picked off. As that one's going to be chopped to the third base side. Again, now no balls and 2 strikes. Again, Rivers a .360 hitter on the year, home run, 2001 ribeyes. Well outside there for a ball, 1-2. You have your 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up, and the Raiders half of the second. And another ground ball to the third base side goes foul. It's got a battle here if you're Brevin. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Deckman with a wind-up hand to pitch. Ball high now, 2-2. And that's going to hit him. So Rivers will take first base. I was waiting to see why it was taking him so long. So even though the ball bounces, if it hits you, it's still a hit by pitch. So a leadoff base runner here for Wapahani.
Now batting number 4, Luke Willman.
So now the designated hitter number 4, Luke Willman at the plate. Willman, .349 on the year, 3 homers, 23 RBIs, 4 doubles, and a triple. Here's the pitch from Deckman, and that's going to be a ground ball there to the shortstop. 6-4 to the 3, and first baseman unable to make the play. So a 6-4 fielders, or force out right there. So Willman out first. Nolan Dudley at the plate for Wapahani. Nolan, .239 on the year, 1 homer, 15 RBIs, 3 doubles. And looking to get something going here for Wapahani in the bottom half of the second inning. Pickoff move back, and there's Willman safely. So Deckman back on the rubber, Dudley in the batter's box. He'll come to the set here and throws it right on in there. Ground ball to first base side will go foul, 0-1. Dudley had a real nice game his last time out there against Shenandoah on Thursday. Real nice bounce back game here for him, and hopefully looking for another great game here for him tonight, or this afternoon rather. Keep forgetting about that. Used to playing night games, because that's a ball outside there now for a 1-1 count. One ball, 1 strike to Dudley. Here's the pitch. That's going to get in the dirt. Nice job there with the catch to keep it within distance, short distance there. Being able to get to it. Good job there by Willman to not take a risk of heading to second base. It's a 2-1. And a pickoff again back in there is Willman. And here's the pitch. Fly ball down the right field line. Again, well foul. Two and two on Dudley. Gotta be in protect mode now with the man on at first and one away in the inning. Had a leadoff hit by pitch by Rivers. Then Willman hit into a force out at second base. Right back up the middle. Botched right there, but the shortstop was able to gather it just in time. So now 2 outs here in the inning.
Now batting the shortstop.
And now the number 8 hitter in the order will see the shortstop, number 5, Evan Roush. See if Wapahani has a little 2-out magic here in the second inning. Again, you have a shift over to the left side of the infield with the shortstop and third baseman more or less playing right up close to the line there, as that just misses inside for a ball 1-0. Then you have the second baseman playing about 3 or 4 steps to the right of the second base bag. So you have essentially the whole right side of the infield to work with. Hopefully Roush can use that to his advantage right here. Misses there by a little bit, so now the strike zone has got a little bit tighter now. So things are, like I said, it's an ever-evolving strike zone, if you will. That's going to be in the dirt now, 3-0. And the only reason I say that, and that's no disrespect whatsoever, but main thing you want as a player, you got to have consistency. As long as he's consistent, then can't really complain too much. You know, even if there's a call that doesn't go your way, if he's consistently calling it for both sides, then it's all fair. So in there for a strike now, 3-1 the count here on Roush. Definitely wouldn't want these guys' jobs though. Being an umpire is not the ideal thing for everybody, that's for sure. 3 balls and a strike to Evan. Here's the pitch. Ground ball here to the shortstop. He'll throw on the second, and that's that. So, Wapahani able to get a couple runners on here throughout the inning, but some ground outs to race those guys. So Wapahani gets no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We'll head now to the top of the third. Monroe Central 2, again Wapahani 1. We'll be back with more on the WHS Network. Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Payne in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. Top of the third here from Bulldog Field in LaPel, Indiana, again here on Memorial Day. We appreciate you all for spending some time here with us. Again, it's a 2-1 Monroe Central lead as we enter this third inning. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors here today.
Number 14, Bryce Dickman.
I'd like to thank University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle, DDS. Greg, along with the rest of his talented dentistry crew, look to solving your unrecognized dental needs with a viable patient experience, outstanding treatment, not cutting-edge dentistry. University Avenue Dental is located at 800 West University Avenue in Muncie, Indiana. So again, I greatly appreciate University Avenue Dental there for their sponsorship, as that is in there for a called strike. Now to even things up here, the ball and a strike on Bryce Deckman. Ball low and away. 2-1 here on the pitch here. Dackman is 1 for 1 on the day with a double. Called a strike now, 2-2. Strike 3 gets him swinging. Big out right there for Davis. Front number 1 of the third. And now the center fielder, number 2, Seth Wilson, will stand in. 0 for 1 on the day. Popped it up to the third baseman in the first. So Davis will gather himself. The windup and the pitch. Ground ball. And that's going to get through the left side of the infield for a 1-out single here in the third. So Wilson now 1 for 2 on the day. So now the cleanup hitter, the catcher, number 8, Taft Manship, will be the batter with 1 away in the inning. Davis will come to the set here. And a pitch there to Manship in there for a called strike on 1. Manship again 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out to the center fielder. And a little ground ball to the third base side. That's going to be a fair ball. So got the friendly roll to go for him. Back-to-back singles here with 1 out in the third. So Wilson at second, Manship at first. And third baseman Joel Kennedy at the plate. 0 for 0 on the day. Drew a walk in the second inning. And then was left, or actually then scored a run on the RBI from Snyder. Wapahani in desperate need of a ground ball double play right here. That'd be great, or just an out somehow. Doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get one. So 0-2 the count on Kennedy. Davis will come to the set here and the pitch. I'm not sure where that strike or where that pitch missed at all. Holy Moses.
Was anything different than what he's been calling?
And a chopper now will go behind the plate. So the count will stay put here at 1-2. Pick on, move back to second. Oh, my lands. So very, very close play out there at second. Nearly caught him out there. Davis with the 1-2. Ground ball there to the third baseman, or that's going to get by the third baseman rather. So now a 3-1 ball game. So an error there on Dudley allows the run to score.
Riders number 10, Hayden Coffey.
Third error now in the ball game here for Wapahani. So now we're going to have a pitching change now for the Raiders. So it looks like Brevin will now head to the pitcher's mound. Gage Gadberry will be at first base. I'm assuming they will then move Davis out to right field, but we'll, I guess, know more here in just a brief moment. So a pitching change here for Wapahani. 3-1, Monroe Central leads. Still 2 on and 1 out here in the top of the third. All right, folks, welcome back here again. Following the pitching change, Brevin Rivers now on the mound here for Wapahani. Nolan Dudley, or Gage Gadberry now at first, and then Braxton Davis now out to right field. That is now 1-0 the count here on Aiden Coffey. Swung on and missed. Now even count here at 1-1. And a pop up in the infield. Godberry is there and will make the catch for out number 2 of the inning. And now the right fielder, number 5, Jordan Willen at the plate. With 2 away, again 2 on, first and second. Willen 0 for 1 on the day, reached base on an error and then scored on an error. Again, really Davis has pitched a very good 2 1/3 innings. The fact of the matter is, though, is we just have not been able to field the baseball. That's very unfortunate for the Raiders, and even more importantly, I guess, for Davis, just from the simple fact of he's went out there and tried to get outs. Just the guys have not been able to get it together. In there for a called strike now, 1-1. But one thing, again, I've already said it, you can't change what happened before. The only thing you can do now is make sure you correct the issues you are having so it doesn't continue to cost you. So he did go on the swing now, 1-2. Just got to settle down, relax, and start playing some better baseball here. So Rivers looks in there to Lipscomb. And the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be a little fly ball in a shallow left field. Brosier's there, and will make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So, Monroe Central again gets another run up on the board as they get 1 run here on 2 hits, also an error. And 2 left on. We'll head to the bottom half of the third inning again. Monroe Central leads at 3-1. Back at it here with the bottom of the third inning here on the WHS Network. Again, I'm Brandon Morbilius. Alongside with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. As we enter this third inning, we have 9, 1, and 2 hitters coming up: Brozier, Stanley, and Porter. And we've got to start getting things started here. We've had some guys on base a little bit here through the first 2 innings. Was able to score a run there in the first inning. Then we had some base running blunders, and then second inning, just some force outs. Really didn't even get the ball out of the infield. So now you got to come out here in the third inning. You're down by a couple runs. I wouldn't necessarily say there's any reason to panic, but we definitely don't have anything good going our way. That's for sure. So we've got to get momentum, and we've got to get positivity back on our side of the baseball. So Brozier will lead things off here, and a fly ball in the right center field. And the right fielder will be there to make the catch. Nice diving play right there. That's, like I said, some of the things that tends to happen when things aren't going your way. But a nice play out there.
The batter is number 15, Garrett Stanley.
So out number 1 there is we'll now find the center fielder Garrett Stanley at the plate. Garrett 0 for 1. Flew out to the center fielder in the top or the bottom half of the first inning. That misses outside for a ball, 1-0. And that's going to get through the left side of the infield. Stanley motoring his way on in there to second with a 1-out double. Now that's a fine piece of hitting right there. Let's just keep getting started here. Got to have one right after another.
Batters the second baseman, Riley Porter.
So after the 1-out double by Stanley, the second baseman, number 21, Riley Porter, will now be at the plate. 1 for 1 here so far. Singled in the first inning, scored a run on the RBI single from Braxton Davis. The whole right side of the infield is wide open. And that's in there for a called strike, 0-1. I tell you what, that outside pitch right there, I mean, if it's manageable enough, you got the whole right side of the infield open, I would potentially take it that way if I could, especially on the outside pitch. I mean, you're just asking for it to be hammered there. That's outside. Maybe even a little bit up there. 1-1 here on Porter. Dackman will come to the set here and glance back at second. Now the pitch. And that's going to be snagged there by the third baseman. Tough luck. Nice hit there from Porter. It's nothing to show for there to line out to the third baseman for out number 2 of the inning. And now the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb, at the plate.
is the catcher.
I would imagine I thought for a second there they might try to just intentionally walk him, but it is a lefty-on-lefty matchup here. We'll see what happens. Here's the pitch. And there for a ball high, 1-1. Or 1-0, pardon me. Lipscomb drew a walk in the first. That's low there for ball 2. And he got a speedy runner out there at second, as we'll go ahead and intentionally walk Lipscomb there. So, like I said, I'm kind of surprised they didn't go ahead and do that to begin with. But again, that they did have a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Might have figured, well, it might end up working out. But through the first 2 pitches there, Lipscomb was not biting. So now the right fielder, number 22, Braxton Davis, with an opportunity here to inch the Raiders a little bit closer. Runners on the move. That's going to get by the third baseman down the left field line. So Stanley's going to score on the throwing error. So a big miscue there by Monroe Central as the Raiders are able to cash in on it. So Lipscomb now moved up to second. Sometimes you got to orchestrate some runs the good old-fashioned way with the legs there of Stanley. So here's the pitch, and that's going to be in the center field. And that's going to get by the center fielder. The run's going to score. And this game is now tied at 3. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? 2-out magic here by the Raiders. So now the tide has turned back the other way. You just got to grab a hold of the horns and ride it here. And that's exactly what the Raiders have done here in the third, with 2 out in the inning.
17, Bradley Rivers.
So another fine piece of hitting there by Braxton Davis. Now 2 for 2 here on the day. A single and a double, both of them resulting in an RBI. As Rivers will foul it off to the third base side. 0-1. Deckman glances back a second. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Hung it up there for a second, but then nice diving action, really dove off the table there. Rivers couldn't get a piece of it. So in the hole here, no balls, 2 strikes, with a man at second base and 2 away in the inning. And here's the pitch. Outside for a ball, now 1-2. And a pitch by Deckman will be fouled off. So that was definitely a fight off there by Rivers. A jam shot. Was able to get his hands inside the baseball there just enough to live for another pitch here. 1-2. And so now time's called here as the catcher and the pitcher try to get on the same page here, see if they can get the last out of the inning, but hopefully Rivers will have something else in store for Monroe Central here. Again, the Raiders managed to put 2 runs back up on the board here with 2 out here in the inning. Porter lined out there to the third baseman on a screaming line drive there. Then Stanley stole third. Then the error on the throw allowed him to score. Lipscomb moved up to second on the play. And then the RBI double from Davis. And now 1-2 here on Rivers. Be a ball low and inside. Two and two. And the pitch to Rivers will be into the third baseman's glove once again. Another line out. So we're hitting the ball. Now we've just got to find some open real estate out there. We was able to there without two RBI, two out double there by Braxton Davis as we tie things up here at 3. And tell you what, a very entertaining 3 innings of play here from Lapel. We'll go ahead and step aside for a break. We'll be back with more right after this on the WHS Network. Top of the 4th inning here on the WHS Network as we'll get things started here with the number 8 hitter in the order, first baseman number 7, Caleb Snyder. And that's in there for a ball, 1-0 to begin things here on Snyder. 1 for 1 on the day so far for the young man. Had a RBI single in the second inning. This is on the outside again, now 2-0. And a little bloop shot in the right field. Snyder just keeps on hitting here from Monroe Central. So a leadoff base runner here for the Golden Bears in the 4th. And now the number 9 hitter, the designated hitter, number 11, Braden Matheny at the plate. He fouled out to the catcher in the second inning. Pickoff move as Snyder will be back in there safely at first. Rivers glances over at first, another pickoff, and he'll be back in there again safely. So Matheny shows bunt. So I'm not sure. I guess he didn't offer it the pitch. So 1-0 the count here on Matheny. Rivers again will come to the set here and a pitch. So now throws it over his head there, now 2-0. They come back here with a strike. Rivers with a pitch. Swung on and missed for a strike. A little surprised they didn't go ahead and keep the bunt sign on right there. But nevertheless, here 2-1. The count on Matheny, a man at first, nobody out. Here's the pitch. And right back to the pitcher. He's got time, throws it to second, and safe is the call. So they're saying that Roush bobbled it. So that's just our luck there.
Now batting number 12, Ashton Bandy.
So back to the top of the order now. Shortstop number 12, Ashton Bandy at the plate. This definitely is not what you wanted to see here. Rivers throws to third, and he's going to be out. So base running miscue right there will cost Monroe Central big time. So a 1-5 force out for out number 1. So Rivers, that's quick thinking. I mean, that would have been a close play down there at first to Bandy. But seen the runner sneak off a little too far down there at third and was able to nab him. As that is in there for a strike 0-1 here on the pitcher, Bryce Deckman. So again, you still have runners now at first and second, 1 away. Deckman 1 for 2, a double in the first, struck out swinging in the third. And here's the pitch. Ground ball to the third base side. Will go foul. Now 0-2. So if you're Rivers, you got to make this your pitch. I mean, there's nothing, no reason to throw it anywhere really close, real close to the strike zone. Maybe go inside here or throw it low and away. But you don't want it to reach the strike zone there, as that's high and inside for a ball now 1-2. And the pitch from Rivers. He held up on the swing. So an even count here, 2-2. All right, so if you're Rivers here, you got to come after him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Look at that. Look at that thing of beauty. 2 out now in the inning. As Deckman struck out looking there for out number 2 of the inning. And the center fielder number 2, Seth Wilson, at the plate. So Wilson 1 for 2, popped it up to the third baseman and then singled into third. In there for a called strike, 0-1. Misses with a ball high. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Rivers gets the signs here from Lipscomb. And the pitch will miss away. So 2-1. And the 2-1 offering will be swung on and missed. Strike 2. So let's see what Brevin has in mind here again. Is he going to come back with a fastball? Or maybe does he drop that curveball in there again? Drops the curve. You've got to be kidding me. That's going to be ball 3. Guess that pitch missed too far right down the middle. And they have the runner caught up, and he's going to be out at third. So Monroe Central doing the same thing Wapahani did in the first inning. Some base running blunders really got them out of the inning here rather quickly. Monroe Central started out the inning, first couple runners on, nothing to show for here as they get no runs here on 2 hits. Also no errors and 1 left on. We'll now head to the bottom half of the 4th, tied at 3 here on the WHS Network. Alrighty, folks, welcome back again. We appreciate you all for joining us here for the Sectional 40 Baseball Championship game here on the WHS Network. As we are about to enter this bottom half of the 4th inning. Very intriguing 3.5 innings of play so far, you could say.
Number 4, Luke Wilman.
It's just been like I said, just very odd game so far with how things have went, and I understand that's I guess a part of the game here. You're going to have different swings in the game, different things happen, but usually you don't see some of the things necessarily all the time like we've had here in the first 3+ innings here. So 1-0 the count to begin things here on the designated hitter, number 4, Luke Wilman. Wilman 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded into a force out. As that's going to get by the shortstop in the left field. Wilman's going to head for second, and that's a leadoff double. So fine piece of hitting there for Wilman will get the Raiders a-going here in the bottom of the 4th with a leadoff runner at second base. Now the third baseman, number 16, Nolan Dudley at the plate.
Now batting third baseman, Nolan Dudley.
Dudley 0 for 1, grounded into a fielder's choice. Force out there, 4-6 put out in the second inning. He's got to keep putting the bat on the baseball here. Be patient at the plate, and if it falls right into your lap, then go ahead and put a good old charge into the baseball. So Deckman trying to keep Wilman close to second out there. And the pitch to Dudley will be in there, drops in there for a strike, 0-1. So pretty good pitch not to swing out there. You don't want to really take a swing at a curveball to open up an at bat. You want to wait for that fastball. Hopefully you'll put it right in there to the sweet part of the plate. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. It's gotta be smart, be protective. Gotta at least be productive in this at bat here. You want to find a way to at least get that runner over. And Dudley unable to do that here as he strikes out swinging for out number 1 of the inning. So now the 8-hitter in the order, shortstop number 5, Evan Roush, followed by the number 9 hitter, Isaiah Brozier, to follow him. So a strike 0-1 here on Roush. Roush grounded into a force out, 6-4 in the second inning. So he's looking for his first hit of the day. Ground ball here to the third baseman, throws on the first. So that's that for Roush, route number 2. So you get a leadoff double here. So far, nothing to show for. Number 9 hitter now, number 11, Isaiah Brozier at the plate. Light out there to the right fielder on a nice diving catch there in the top of the third inning, or bottom of the third inning. Fly ball to the left side and out of play. 0-1 here on Brozier. Well, this is a very big at bat here for Isaiah. If he can find a way to find some open real estate out there, get this run across, that would definitely be big time here for the Raiders. Ball low in the dirt, nice eyes right there. Good job there by Manship, keeping the ball in front. So 1-1 on Isaiah. Again, you have Willman out at second with 2 away in the inning. Dackman gets his signs here, and the 1-1 pitch will be fouled off again to the third base side, out of play, now 1-2. And the pitch be fouled back, so Brozier staying alive, as the old disco song goes. One and two. Dackman comes to the set and fires it on in there, low and away for a ball, down 2-2. And the 2-2 offering will be a fly ball into center field. And the center fielder there to make the catch for the third and final out of the inning. So a leadoff double to begin things for Wapahani. Nothing to show for here in the bottom of the fourth inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. To the top of the fifth we go. Again here from Bulldog Field in LaPel, Indiana. Tied at 3. We'll be back with more right after this commercial break.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
folks, here we are back with the top of the fifth inning here from Bulldog Field, again here in LaPel, Indiana. Seth Wilson to lead things off as he fouls that one off. 0-1. Again, Wilson was at the plate in the fourth when Matheny was caught stealing out there at third. So no balls and a strike, and the ball low and away now, 1-1. Drops in there for a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Seth Wilson. You have Taft Manship on deck. And then Joel Kennedy in the hole. As that's skied up in the foul ground. And Lipscomb there to make the play. Usually don't have too many foul out to the catcher, but it's already the third one here today.
Batters number 8.
So 1 out now in the inning. Catcher Taft Manship at the plate. 1 for 2 on the day. Flew out to the center fielder in the first and then singled in the third. 0-1 now the count here. Rivers just continuing exactly what he needs to do there. Pump in the strikes. Get these first pitch strikes over, then go to work after that. Now 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball here to the third baseman. And Dudley with another miscue there. So a tough go of it here for the Raiders today. That is now the 4th error of the game for Wapahani. Can't afford to give away outs, fellas. Obviously they know that, I'm sure. They're not out there intentionally trying to do it. Just, I'm sure, very frustrating for them. Got to find a way to get an out right here. Kennedy at the plate. Now 1-0. And the pitch. Strike call, now 1-1. And a pitch from Rivers. Ground ball here to the shortstop, on to second, down to first, and safe is the call. So they do get the runner at second, 6-4 force out. So now you got 2 outs here in the inning. Kennedy now at first, second baseman number 10, Aiden Coffey, now will step up to the plate.
Batters at second baseman, Aiden Coffey.
Coffey is 0 for 2 on the day. Fouled out to the catcher in the second, then popped it up to the first baseman in the third. 0-1 to begin things here on Coffey. Pickoff move as Kennedy will be back in there safely. Here's the 0-1. He went on the pitch, now 0-2. Nice placement there by Rivers. So we'll see if he stays up there or maybe go low and away with something here or come back with curveball. We'll see what happens. Here's the pitch. Strike three. See you later. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Revan River shutting down Monroe Central here in the fifth. No runs, no hits, one error, and one left on. We'll head now to the bottom of the fifth inning. We'll be back with more on the WHS Network.
When you need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
Top of the order coming up here for Wapahani to begin this bottom half of the fifth inning. Again, a 3-3 tie game as we enter the bottom half of the fifth. Garrett Stanley to lead things off here 1-0. Garrett so far on today 1 for 2. Flew out to the center fielder in the first and then doubled in the third, later scored a run and also stole a base. Now 2-0. So good hitters count here. Now ball 3 low and away. Three and 0 the count. Deckman with the windup and the pitch. And they're called strike now 3-1. Three-one offering will be ball 4 high and away. So a leadoff walk here to Garrett Stanley to get Wapahani started here in the fifth. And we'll have the second baseman, number 21, Riley Porter, coming up here. And now we'll have a mound visit. So during this time, we'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this afternoon. Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC dealership, again owned by Randy Stoops and located at 4055 West Clara Lane in Muncie, Indiana. Stoops has a wide variety of brand new and pre-owned vehicles of quality brand names. So if you have an interest in a vehicle, would like to know more information about one, contact Stoops at 765-288-1903 and also visit their online website at stoopsauto.com. Again, that is Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC dealership. Stoops is driven to be the best. So Porter now at the plate. Stanley over at first with nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. Again, tied here at 3. Pickoff move. Stanley will get back in there safely at first. So another pickoff move. Deckman trying to keep him as close as possible. Stanley a huge threat on the base pass. So he's trying to extend that lead just a little bit further there. And the pitch will be called a strike. Stanley takes off for second, and that's going to be thrown into center field. Center fielder bobbles it. So it was called a strike. Stanley now moves all the way up 180 feet after the stolen base. Actually, it was more of a wild pitch than a error on the throw there by the catcher. So again, Porter with a great opportunity here. You got a man at third, nobody out. The infield playing in for Monroe Central. And a pitch out there. Now 1-1 here on Riley. Again, Porter so far 1 for 2. Singled and scored a run in the first. Lined out to the third baseman in the third. Deckman with a pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Got to protect here. See if we can get the ball into the outfield and get this run across. Here's a pitch. Fouled back and out of play as the count will remain at 1-2. There's a 1-2 offering. Ground ball there to the shortstop. He'll go on to first. So Stanley stays put at third, which was definitely the right thing to do there after a 6-3 putout. And now the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb, will be at the plate.
That is number 3, Tyson Lipscomb.
So Tyson is only 2 plate appearances of the day have been by a walk. Also runs scored. And that's going to be a ball. So 1-0 here on Lipscomb. Again, for a second there, they was trying to wave Stanley home. I don't know if that would have been probably the right call in that situation, because you get thrown out right there. Then if you get a fly ball right here, that's really going to make things look really bad for the Raiders. One and 0 the count. Here's a pitch from Deckman. Another one low and away. So again, we have Stanley at third with 1 out. Lipscomb at the plate, 2-0 the count. Deckman with a pitch. And that's going to be a little bloop shot in the left center field. That's going to get the job done right there. An RBI single there for Lipscomb will put the Raiders back in front, 4-3. That's a nice piece of hitting right there by Tyson. So a great job there by Stanley to get on via the walk. Van Ston the third on a wild pitch, and then the error on the throw.
That is number 22, Braxton Davis.
And then Lipscomb able to cash in right there with the RBI single. That was 30th RBI on the year. Davis now at the plate, 2 for 2 on the day. A single, RBI single in the first, and then a RBI double in the third. So hopefully he can keep his hot hitting ways going. As that pitch is off the table there, now 1-0. Deckman comes to the set. Here's a 1-0 offering. Bit low there for ball 2. The 2-0 pitch, and now pickoff as Lipscomb will once again be back there safely at first, trying to, again, just keep the runners as close as possible. Lipscomb not a big threat on the base pass, but does have a little bit of speed there. Can turn on the afterburners if need be, as that's skied out of play. Now 2-1. So still a good hitters count here for Braxton. And you still have the right side of the infield open for the most part. Here's the pitch. Another one fouled back and out of play. So Deckman has worked it into a more favorable count here for himself. 2-2. Lipscomb with a decent lead over there at first. And a pitch. A ball, and that's going to get by the catcher. Lipscomb will go ahead and head on in there to second on the wild pitch there. So he moves up 90 feet. Now 3-2 here on Davis. Big pitch right here for Deckman. Here's a payoff pitch, and that's going to be skied in the shallow center field. Tough play. That's going to fall in there. And Davis with now a 3-hit day. Excellent job there, big fella. So the Raiders now have him on the corners, still with only one out here in the inning. And that's going to be the end of the day there for Deckman. So pitching change here for Monroe Central. Step aside for a break, and we'll be back following the pitching change on the WHS Network.
Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Payne in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality.
All right, folks, back here again. The pitching change here for Monroe Central. Now pitching is number 18, Caden Shoemaker. Deckman moved from the pitcher's mound out to left field.
Number 18, Caden Shoemaker.
So again, that is the pitching change and then defensive change. Braden Case came out of the game. He was playing left field. So Shoemaker will be designated for, still there by Matheny in the number 9 spot, as that will be a ball high, 1-0 to begin things here on Brevin Rivers. Brevin so far today 0 for 1. Was hit by a pitch in the second, lined out in the third. Here's the pitch, and another ball high now, 2-0. So Again, Wapahani has runners on the corners. He had the walk to Stanley. He advanced on a second on a wild pitch, then the third on an error on the third by the second or by the catcher, then scored on the RBI single from Lipscomb, and then Braxton Davis singled as well. Davis takes off for second, as that is in there for a called strike now, 2-1. So stolen base there for Braxton. You don't see that too often. This is a big cash-in moment right here if you're Rivers. Talk about helping yourself out and helping your teammates out. Here's the pitch. Ball low and away. Nice eyes right there. So another great hitter's count here for Brevin. 3 balls, 1 strike. The infield playing in on the grass. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be fouled back and out of play. So that will run the count to full, 3-2. And popped up in the foul ground, and the catcher's going to have enough room to make the play. So big out there of Rivers. Unfortunately, Brevin couldn't cash in right there. Fouled out to the catcher for out number 2 of the inning. And a designated hitter number 4, Luke Willman, now at the plate. Willman 1 for 2. Grounded out in the second, doubled in the fourth. And now they're going to intentionally walk Willman. So he'll trot down to first. All right, so now we'll have third base number 16, Nolan Dudley. Dudley 0 for 2 on the day. Had a unfortunate bat in the fourth inning, struck out swinging. And now we're going to have another mound visit. This is the third one of the inning.
He's done.
So Shoemaker will now come out of the ball game. And another pitching change, as it looks like it's going to be Bandy now on the mound for Monroe Central. So we'll step aside again for another break. Another pitching change for Monroe Central. Bases loaded, 2 away, 4-3 lead here for Wapahani in the bottom of the fifth. All right, so we have the pitching change and then the defensive changes here. Ashton Bandy now on the mound here for Monroe Central. Now playing shortstop is Aiden Coffey. He moved over from second. And then Braden Matheny, which was the designated hitter, now moved out to second base. So Dudley will be at the plate, and it's 1-0 the count here from Bandy. Again, the bases are tanked. Dudley's had a little bit of a tough go of things here at the plate today, but we're looking, or he's looking to hope to change his luck here, as it is 2-0. he's got to throw me a strike. There's no way I'm taking the first strike he throws. Then after that, then I'm ready to go. But no way am I swinging at anything right now. Now it's 3-0. Obviously, definitely not swinging now. So Bandy back on the rubber here. 3 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Oh, borderline strike call right there. Now 3-1. That was one of those, I think, benefit of the doubt calls. 3-1. Here's the pitch. Foul down the right field line. I tell you what, cameraman over there didn't even flinch one bit. That's assuming he even seen the baseball, for heaven's sakes. Guy over there from the newspaper nearly about bit the baseball. So full count here on Dudley. And the payoff pitch as he fouls that one off out of play. So the count will stay put here at 3-2. Just have some confidence in yourself here, young man. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bases are loaded, and 2 away in the inning. Here's a pitch. And another one fouled off. And the payoff pitch once more. Ground ball here to the shortstop. He'll throw on the first, and that will end the inning. So Wapahani really threatened to put some runs on the board here. Nothing to show for. They do get a run, but could have had some more here. 1 run here on 2 hits, also an error, and 3 left on base. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Again, 4-3 Wapahani. We'll be back after this break. Alrighty, folks, welcome back here. Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy, again with a 4-3 ball game here at Bulldog Field in LaPel, Indiana. So we'll start things off here with a called strike 0-1. The count here on right fielder number 5, Jordan Willen. 0 for 2 here on the day so far. Ground ball here to the first baseman. And fouls the call, so now 0-2. So Willen got a little bit lucky right there. If Gadbury would have come up on that maybe a little bit quicker instead of waiting back. But nevertheless, no balls, 2 strikes, and a pitch. Right back there to Rivers, tosses on to first for out number 1 of the inning. 1-3 put out there. Now we'll see the first baseman, number 7, Caleb Snyder. I'll tell you what, he's been a big thorn in the side of the Raiders. 2 for 2 so far on today. Had a RBI single in the second, and then singled again in the fourth. Swung on and missed, 0-1. Just missed there for a ball. So 1-2 the count on Snyder. Or, pardon me, 1-1 the count. For heaven's sakes, I'm messing up all kinds of such. Now, more than likely, it should be 1-2. Nobody's going to get over there to that. So I guess that was just telepathically into the future there. I was seeing a 1-ball, 2-strike count. If that was the case, then I'd like to say he's going to get a strikeout right here, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a deep drive here to left. And Brozier will be there to make the play. I'll tell you what, Snyder, just keeps hitting, and hitting. Luckily, Brozier was able to get to that one. So again, 2 out now in the inning, and the second baseman, number 11, Braden Matheny, at the plate. As that's going to be foul tipped, 0-1. Strike 2 called. And here's the 0-2. Strike 3. Pull the chainsaw. He gone. Third and final out of the inning there as Rivers able to shut down Monroe Central. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Raiders lead at 4-3.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
Welcome back here, folks. Again, the bottom of the 6th inning coming up here in just a brief moment. I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here today. I'd like to thank Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fannin, located at 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they've been servicing the community for over 30 years. So if you have any questions or need them to take a look at your vehicle, contact them at 765-284-2593. Again, that is Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality. So lead off the bottom of the 6th inning with the shortstop, number 5, Evan Roush. Actually, we're going to have a pinch hitter. Pinch hitter is going to be number 10, Seth Adams. And that's a ball, 1-0 here on Adams. Ball 2, low and away. So first plate appearance of the day here for Seth. Following him will be left fielder Isaiah Brozier. And the pitch. Ball high now, 3-0. Here's a 3-0 offering. In there for a strike, now 3-1. So Bandy look in there to get his signs. Here's the windup in the 3-1. Be swung on and missed. Now 3-2, full count. And that's going to be a walk. So a leadoff walk here to Adams. Nice at bat there. And we'll have left fielder number 11, Isaiah Brozier, now at the plate. Brozier 0 for 2 on the day. Lined out to the right fielder in the third, then flew out to the center fielder in the fourth. Again, Adams, pretty good speed out there at first base. Bunt down to third base slide. Well placed there by Brozier. So gets the job done there. Very productive at bat. Job well done there, Isaiah. Moves the runner up 90 feet. So a 5-3 put out for the first out. And now back to the top of the order with the center fielder number 15, Garrett Stanley. So Stanley 1 for 2 with a walk and a pair of runs scored. Also a double in the third. And Adams a pretty good lead out there at second base. And a pitch. A ball high, 1-0. Bandy gets what he likes here, and the 1-0 will be called strike now to even things up here at 1-1. Again, following Stanley will be Porter. Adams again at second base, one away in the inning, a ball high and away. So the count here at 2 balls and 1 strike on the Raiders center fielder. As he fouls that one back and out of play. You got to keep at it here if you're Garrett. Got to keep things rolling in the right direction here if you're Wapahani. See if we can push across another run here. And a bloop shot in the center field. Second baseman there to make the catch for out number 2 of the inning. So with 2 out, now and 1 on. Second baseman Riley Porter will come up to the plate. 1 for 3 on today. Singled and scored a run in the first. Lined out to the third baseman in the third and grounded out to the shortstop in the fifth. So again, if he can find some open grass out there, that would be absolutely fantastic. 1-0. Another ball high. 2-0 on Porter. Nice hack right there. Now 2-1. Pretty good pitch to swing at. Again, a good hitter's count. Want to make it your pitch. Porter just unable to get the bat on the baseball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Ground ball again here to the shortstop. He'll throw on the first, and that's going to end the inning. So Wapahani does get a base runner here after a leadoff walk to Adams. So Wapahani, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. We'll now head to the top of the 7th. Step aside, we'll be back with more right after this break. All right, folks, welcome back here. We got the top of the 7th inning here on the WHS Network. So we'll lead things off here with the pitcher, number 12, Ashton Bandy here for Monroe Central. And the pitch here by Rivers will be in there. It's going to be a pop-up into the infield. Porter there to make the catch. It's one pitch, one out to open up the 7th.
That is number 14, Bryce Deckman.
So with that being said, we have now the left fielder, number 14, Bryce Dackman at the plate. 1 for 3 on the day. Doubled in the first, struck out swinging in the third, then struck out looking in the fourth. So 0-1 to begin things. And a pitch by Rivers will be popped up and foul ground. And Lipscomb with another diving catch along the fence. So 2 quick outs here in the inning. So now we'll have the center fielder, number 2, Seth Wilson, at the plate. Rivers with a windup and the pitch. That's going to be a ball low and away there. 1-0 to begin things. Here's the windup and the pitch. Pop up and the foul ground. Lipscomb there, and the Raiders win it. Sectional 40 champion Wapahani Raiders. Great job, fellas. Just got to take it all in here, folks. That is great to see. Great game on both sides. Again, final score here this evening. A 4-3 win here on Memorial Day for your Wapahani Raiders as they claim the Sectional 40 baseball title. So on the regionals here, folks, and on to our Raiders Live post game coming up here on the WHS Network.
Stop on in at Jones Auto Body, owned by J.R. Fain in the 1901 East Memorial Drive in Muncie, Indiana. Jones Auto Body is one of Muncie's oldest and largest auto repair and paint shops, in which they have been serving the community for over 30 years. Jones Auto Body, assurance of quality.
Alrighty, welcome back here, folks, with our Raiders live post game edition here on the WHS Network. Final score here today: your Wapahani Raiders defeat the Monroe Central Golden Bears 4-3 to claim the Sectional 40 title here from Bulldog Field in LaPel, Indiana. What a great day it was here on Memorial Day. Able to come out here, enjoy a great day of baseball from a fine facility here at LaPel. And on such a special day, and to claim a title like this is big time here for Wapahani. Monroe Central, I'll tell you what, great ball team over there, very well coached. So a ton of respect for those guys, and you know, we're even now. They beat us at our place, and we come back here, beat them today. But just such a hard-fought game. These guys. Both teams are very well deserving of this, of not only getting here but claiming the title such as this. But you know, good for us, for Wapahani, to be able to come out here. Will stand the test. Your Raiders were down 3-1 early in the ball game. It wasn't the best of things going for us there. We were struggling throughout the first part of the ball game. We took a 1-0 lead. Then things just kind of went haywire for us. Had a couple of base running blunders. Then defensively, we was making some mistakes. But, you know, you can't always dwell on the mistakes. You got to make some things happen. That's what Wapahani did down the stretch here today. Was able to put some runs up on the board in the bottom half of the third inning to to tie the game up at 3, and then added another run in the fifth where we really threatened for more. But, you know, we didn't dwell on some things that we did wrong. We just looked to get better from it, and that's exactly what we did. And we was able to get a very big win here today against Monroe Central. And so, you know, one thing you really want to look at is just the overall fight that Wapahani had in them. You know, they got down. They didn't, you know, I guess more or less whine about it, if you will, or you know, like I said, dwell on it. They just wanted to get back at it, and that's what they did. And we're moving on to regionals. That's the most important thing. So Brevin Rivers, can't say enough about that young man. Came in, pitched a great 4 2/3 innings to finish things up there for Wapahani. Braxton really pitched good today. It was just, you know, the defense didn't back him up, and you know, and that's no disrespect towards him. That's what happened, plain simple as that. You know, so Braxton really came out here. He threw strikes. I think he might have walked one batter in the game. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it looks like, you know, he only walked one batter. You know, so he was throwing strikes. You know, and got ground balls, and you know, like I said, the defense didn't play that good behind him, unfortunately. You know, so you really can't fault Braxton there, but defense did get better. The hitting continued to you know, tack on some runs there, get us in the lead, and Brevin did a great job of slamming the door shut on Monroe Central, those final 4 and 2/3 of an innings to claim today's victory. So, again, final line score here. Monroe Central 3 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors, and 6 left on, while Wapahani gets 4 runs on 7 hits and 4 errors and 7 left on base. Now, again, not sure yet who we will play in regionals. I think that the regional will be at Lewis Cass. Don't quote me on that quite yet, but from what I understand, the regionals will be at Lewis Cass on Saturday, so we'll be making the trip up there. That's a little bit of a drive, but we'll make sure and post all the information on our Facebook and Twitter pages. And man, such a great victory here today here for Wapahani. Again, 4-3 final score. Your Wapahani Raiders, Sectional 40 baseball champs. And we had it all right here on the WHS Network. So, again, a special thanks to all of our sponsors. Greatly appreciate them. And for all of you watching us, it's been a great day of Raider baseball here on Memorial Day 2019. So, folks, again, I'm Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Again, thanking all of you for watching, and we'll see you Saturday with regional baseball action right here on the WHS Network.